All right, Elle, you're in.
Hey, El, welcome to the show. You're on.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. All right, what's your problem, El? Talk to us.
Can we get some Death
Okay,
Note music on?
so so I have had a boyfriend for about 5 years now,
Mm.
and I'm 21, he's 21, and I just spontaneously we're open about how we keep our phones and stuff. Like it's no problem. And I got this spontaneous idea to look through his email.
Oh,
So
not the
so
email.
I-
He's fucking around on
so
his email. What is he, 80?
21.
so I guess we're just so good at keeping things secret and delete things. So I went to the email and I saw OnlyFans transactions and accounts.
Oh. Accounts,
And
plural?
yeah, so
Wait,
he would
what?
use like his middle name and different names.
I mean, that made us a gooner to that degree. You got
Wait,
multiple
keep
OnlyFans accounts?
Keep going.
And so whenever I confronted him about him, it was like middle of the night. We were like we were not even at home. So after that, I told him about it. He said it was my fault. Said, "Why are you looking at the right email? You're so weird." He gaslit me and said that it was my fault and that I shouldn't be doing that, and that now he's just been acting weird about his phone.
So, El, can I ask what your boundaries in the relationship have been regarding pornography?
No boundaries. There's no boundaries. But I feel like along the lines of OnlyFans, that's a boundary. And oh, also, I totally forgot. It was somebody that I knew that we went to school with that he subscribed to.
Ooh. Oh. Oh.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I see. It's always interesting to me the distinction between pornography and OnlyFans because there is like a parasocial element, I suppose, to OnlyFans. I think the level of his engagement with this person from his past really is going to kind of color it in a different light. If he had like super morbid curiosity and he's like, that person that I went to high school with, I want to see them naked. I understand it more than him having like a parasocial anonymous relationship with a person he knew. It's like very disingenuous. But yeah, I think first of all, from this point forward, you have to set the boundary that you're not comfortable with him using OnlyFans if that is the case, right? I do think that couples should have this conversation. I actually know a friend of mine who had this same conversation where he got in trouble for OnlyFans, but his girlfriend was okay with pornography. And then there was a distinction set between the two, and they eventually couldn't reconcile it, and they broke up.
Another real gooner.
Yeah.
There's some real fucking heroes out there in the goon cave doing the work that other people are afraid of doing. Okay. One thing I have to stress here, and I hope you understand this, you are in the wrong for looking through his email. Just because you found incriminating evidence in
Yeah.
there doesn't change that. You recognize that, right?
Yeah. I know I probably shouldn't have went. The email was weird. It was a weird step for me to take because it kind of felt like I was looking for something. But
What led you?
yeah,
What led you to do that? Where was he sneaking off in the middle of the night, or you know?
no. So I did find a previous text message thread with other girls that he would text.
Oh, in the email.
No. Like just messages on the
Ah,
I
so
kind of.
so this and what did you do that by looking through his phone, or did you see it pop up on his phone?
I saw it pop up and then I started asking questions and he was like, "No, these are just people I do theater with, blah blah." And
All girls? That's not a theater group chat. That would be a bunch of gay men, and I'm with you. I'd be a little suspicious.
yeah, so and then I told him about it and I found weird text messages and then like after that it was fine. But then I just got this feeling, like I got this intuition where it was like I feel weird. So then I just went through the email.
All right, I'm going to pose something to you because you don't need a room full of three men to tell you that your boyfriend being sketchy is a warning flag. What I will
Right.
pose to you that I think you need to hear is maybe you've been dating someone since you were a child and you're both bored now. he's looking for a way out because he isn't gratified in some way, and you're looking for a way out because you suspect he's doing something on the side, and perhaps you've grown apart so much that your relationship has so little trust that one of you is keeping something from the other and the other one's violating the other one's boundaries.
Yeah, and I've told him like I really don't care about the whole thing, but there's free stuff. Why are you doing this? Like it just doesn't make sense, and it was just like it just was also accountability. He said, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I did this." So he just kept saying,
So,
"No, I didn't
so
do it."
you don't need us to tell you that this guy violated your boundaries. You might need, someone that you respect to tell you like, hey, you can show this guy the door if you want to. There's no sunk time
Yeah.
fallacy in relationships, right? A lot of people end up in really bad relationships because they're like, I'm 3 years in. What am I going to do? Break up? Yes. Fucking
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's just like weird because like you just get into this right after high school, and then it's like, what do I do now?
How long? Wait, how long have you guys been in a relationship?
5 years.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is not like an earth-shattering boundary break, but his reaction to it, albeit somewhat understandable because you violated his trust, is, I guess, also kind of suspicious, right? Him like not addressing the OnlyFans things and immediately hitting you with the, well, you violated my trust is in some ways understandable because you did do that, but also in other ways is like kind of escaping. Like if he didn't think it was that big of an issue, the fact that he has an OnlyFans account, if he didn't think that it was that big of a deal, he would have just said, "Why is this a problem? I watch porn all the time," right? And that implies that he is dodging because he personally understands maybe it is fucked up, and that maybe you would think it's fucked up, even though you guys never had that conversation.
I will say the lack of empathy is a little disturbing, though. Being with someone for 5 years and they're like, hey, fuck you, dude. Don't look at my email.
No, yeah.
Allowed to have tits in
ever
my email?
Yeah, I know. Ever since it's kind of just been like he takes his phone everywhere now, which I don't blame him. I'm not gonna blame him for that. That doesn't make me.
That part is 100% like I think you contributed to that, absolutely.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. I know that was my fault.
yeah, the trust was violated first on your end due to reasonable suspicions, but I think that he could have potentially handled it a little bit better by just addressing the issue, like addressing it and being like, yeah, I have an OnlyFans because I think that it's
I beat my meat sometimes.
Yeah, because I thought it
I had
was
OnlyFans
perfectly
in a relationship.
fine, which he seems to not consider it to be fine, which is why
Yeah,
Elle, can I ask you an important question?
yeah.
What do you want?
What do you mean? Like out
Like,
of
what
the
do you-
5
what do you
years?
want? No. Like when you close your eyes, what do you want? Do you want him to renounce his OnlyFans usage
Oh.
and come back to you? Do you want to move on? Do you think you can move on? Do you want like when you close your eyes, what's your perfect resolution to this situation?
Honestly, I just maybe just take accountability. He literally still to this day will just never talk about it. Not
But
at
what's
all.
the
Not say
accountability?
sorry. Just a sorry. That's all I need.
But sorry, but
he-
you never set the boundaries to begin with, right? You never said
Yeah.
OnlyFans is not, because like I said, I've been in a relationship where I used OnlyFans before, and we never talked about it before. And when it came up, it was just like, oh, my partner was like, oh yeah, me too. You know what I mean? And it was just that was it. So he had no idea. It just was another consumption of porn, and they never. You guys never set that boundary, so to expect him to apologize for something that he doesn't deem as wrong, you need to have the conversation and set the boundary beforehand.
him deflecting still implies that he kind of understands that he might have fucked up a little bit, though, because if it wasn't like that big of a deal, that conversation would have been like, why the fuck are you going through my email? That's such an insane thing to do, but also it's not that big of a deal. It's just OnlyFans. I thought that was fine.
Did he come up with that?
Pretty much. It was just like,
Did he
the
say
email
OnlyFans is
thing-
not a big deal?
yeah. So he just thinks of it as another form of, I guess, pornography.
Wait, so he did say that?
Yeah, see?
Yeah, but
Oh.
the difference was that it was somebody I knew, somebody that we went
Okay,
to
well,
school.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah, no. You're valid. You are absolutely valid in having the boundary just be OnlyFans. It doesn't even have to be that it's someone that he knows, right? Like that is a perfectly permissible boundary to have given the as Will put it, the parasocial aspect of like you're not just, even though it's fake, it's a bot farm that you're talking to, but like the receiver in that situation thinks that they're directly communicating with someone, with a sex worker, and like maybe that's not a type of sex work that you're comfortable with, and that's reasonable. Okay, so establishing that boundary, however, is also important. So what you guys have to do now that the trust has been violated, one question I have for you first is, did you also mention that it was a person that he knows?
Oh yeah, that was the number one thing. I wouldn't care about the OnlyFans, but then I found her, and it like blew up.
So
you brought that up with him. What was his response?
It was, why are you going through my email? One, and then it was, you're crazy, and then it was, it doesn't matter, you know. And then he sent her a message, and I asked about the message, and he just denied. It was the attack me. I'm not going to talk about me. So he didn't talk about his actions. He only talked about what I did.
Wait, so you said you sent this girl that you know from the real world a message on OnlyFans to him, and he said, "Why are you even asking me that? Like, you went through my emails."
Exactly. He didn't even talk about.
he's invalidating everything, every concern you have, because he thinks that like the fact that you broke into his email trumped everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one thing I will take into account here is one thing you are kind of needing perspective on is you're asking what I assume to be a 21-year-old cis het male to take accountability. This is like asking a white male to dunk. It's not impossible. It's just rare. So I think,
some white dudes dunk. Okay.
Rare.
I was able to at a point in my life.
Well, I never saw it.
You did. You were there. You were there when I dunked. You were there.
Dunk is a loving term for what you did.
That's fucking insane. It's slanderous.
You're
Okay.
6'8". How can you not?
You will be
dunk?
sued for libel and slander collectively.
Listen, Al, I think you need to have an honest conversation with your partner. And I think this is a good lesson for everybody in chat. Just because something is taboo or based in sex, it's not something you shouldn't talk about. And so often when you don't talk about your sexual boundaries or things that are taboo, that you need to be able to share those things with your partner, even if you are younger, if you're thinking about a serious relationship. So everybody in chat, if you enjoy butt stuff and you're 2 years in and you're not doing butt stuff in your relationship, sit down and talk about how you need butt stuff, or else you're going to end up farming butt stuff from OnlyFans and getting this, you know what I mean? Like these small kind of omissions lead to big problems. But
Absolutely.
Elle, when it comes to you, I think this is something that's important to you. I think you've set a boundary, and I don't know if your partner has reciprocated. So I think you need to sit down and set an ultimatum with him where you're like, listen, we both need to make concessions in life to keep the other person around. A concession you're going to have to make for me is you're going to have to stop using OnlyFans. You can look at hardcore, you can look at porn on Reddit, even Tumblr's fine, but OnlyFans is my line. And if he doesn't reciprocate with at least an effort to meet your needs, then I think you have to kind of start moving on or begin the process of consciously
Wait,
uncoupling.
hold on. There's one more thing. You need to also own up to your side of this bargain as well, because I think a good way to diffuse tension when you're about to have this important conversation, communication is key, Will is absolutely right, is by saying, I want to start this by apologizing for looking through your phone. And that's going to be an L that you have to take, I guess. But it's valid to apologize for that, because I think that is a major violation of trust in general, and that is the reason why he's taking his phone everywhere. And if you want to be in a healthy relationship, you're not going to be able to continue being in a healthy relationship if he literally doesn't trust you, and you don't trust him, and it's going to take some time. And what you need to do in that process is like sit him down, have a conversation with him, and say, in order for us to reestablish mutual trust, I'm going to start off by saying, I'm sorry for looking through your email. I should not have done that. I'm sorry for doing that. And having said that, I also want to establish that, you know, maybe you didn't know this, maybe you kind of figured it out, but I don't I don't like it. I don't think it's appropriate that you were going on OnlyFans. There is a way more personal component within OnlyFans that is not permissible for me, that like other forms of sex work I'm perfectly fine with, that you can engage with all day, every day. Last but not least, I do still have additional concerns. Now that I've said my piece, now that I've apologized for my end of the bargain, I need you to tell me, if you are curious still, why you went after this person that you knew already. It could be personal fascination, or it could be something more, and you need to communicate that that's not appropriate at all. And the fact that he did not want to offer you transparency that you deserve in this circumstance was also inappropriate.
Yeah.
Al, is he the first guy you've ever hooked up with?
The second.
Dump him. Move on. Go explore the wide. Go explore the wide world of dick. It's listen. I gave you the good advice, like the real advice. Set your boundaries, talk to him, and now I'm going to give you like the human advice. Dump him. Go explore the wide world of dick.
I mean, you're 21 years old. Having two relationships thus far, like two partners thus far, is definitely like you have a lot more room for exploration. So
Hey,
Will is right.
Will told me the same thing, and I'm fucking living. All right? All right?
Okay,
I just
I
want to let
told
you
you
know.
two, for the
Hassan
record.
told me a lot less, but
I can show you the world.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Both
crime
of them told me to go explore the wild world of everything, and I've been head first.
Listen, at the end of the day, all this advice is just advice. If anything resonated with you, I always say this: good advice is something you already knew. You just needed to hear it from someone else to be like, oh my God, I'm not crazy. Oh my God, my feelings are valid. Oh my God, my gut instinct is real. So we just gave you a whole menagerie of things to choose from. Whatever was the most attuned to your situation, and you know your situation. Maybe this is your forever partner. Maybe this is just a bump in the road. Or maybe you need to go explore the wild world of dick. I don't know. One of those is going to resonate with you, and you're going to make that decision, but make that decision with confidence. And when you set boundaries in your life, respect yourself. If he violates those boundaries again, if you decide to give him a second chance, respect yourself and do what you said you were going to fucking do and get on that dick carpet ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Or if you're comfortable in a 5-year relationship that you've been in, this last conversation should most likely happen regardless, because it will give you closure so you can healthily go on the dick carpet ride.
Why'd you say it like that?
Dude, I was just using the terms.
You said it like Tucker Carlson. Popular leftist said dick carpet ride.
Yeah.
My dick is not a ride.
Someone in the chat said you can't violate a boundary you didn't know about, except like there are still things you can know that are not permissible in a relationship, like even if it's not a well-established, well-defined boundary.
Like
OnlyFans being one of them for sure is in the no.
It's the friend.
OnlyFans is in the gray area. A friend's OnlyFans
is not.
He knows is not good. That's precisely the reason why he didn't address that.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, OnlyFans is just porn," but then the friend thing he didn't address. Clearly, he knows it's not good.
All right, Al. I hope we helped you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Al. Have a wonderful day.
I can show you the world.
Shining, shimmering, splendid.
Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide?